show, literally the one-man show. But you know what? It's kind of interesting being a YouTuber because it's like people really do this all by themselves and figure out how to edit, do everything until they get to a certain point to where they can actually pay somebody to do it. I find it pretty interesting. Crazy enough, got this ice pack in my hand. I was outside gardening. I'm just talking on the phone, pulling weeds. We have a weed that's growing up the column of our house. I'm pulling it. Guess what it is? You already know what it is. 20 yellow jackets started attacking me. I just said boop, 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 boop. And then they ended up, one of them stung me in my thumb. So right now I'm just icing it down. Thank God I'm not allergic to them, so that's a good thing. That's a start. Thank you guys for caring so much. But anyway, welcome. If you're new to the Timeless Podcast, I'm Vontae J. Glad to have you guys. We're here, back and active, ready to share this episode today. Do not let the first impression fool you. Ever. Do not ever let the first impression fool you. Only reason why I'm saying that because there's two places I've been, Paris and Anchorage, and this was about 2 weeks ago. I kid you not, I've been zipping around the world like crazy. I swear, being gone for 5 days, 6 days, 7 days is so tough, especially when you got a little girl. In Anchorage, it's so crazy. It made me realize that because I made an episode for the first time out of state, and it was very interesting. I don't think I'll take my equipment back outside because, you know, you're one of those individuals that don't like to travel with equipment because you want to make sure that it's safe and it doesn't break. You understand how expensive it is. Some people do it free willy-nilly. Yeah, I'll buy another one. Nah, not over here, man. You gotta take the right cords. You gotta take your AirPods. You gotta take cameras. And on top of that, you want to have the correct bag. Now that you have the correct bag, you have to make sure that you pack accordingly to fit everything that you want when you're traveling. And when I tell you, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. Do not let the first impression fool you is the name of this episode. And reason being is because, like I was saying before, when I was in Anchorage, I was like, yeah, there's not really much to do out there. But truthfully, had a very senior crew with one junior person who wanted to go on a hike. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, hiking is close to free, so let's do it. This place that we went to was Flat Top Mountain. When I tell you, this was probably like one of my first major hikes. It was a hike. I'm talking about as soon as we get past the first map to see where we're going, it's an incline. It's a major incline. And one thing you definitely have to prepare for is making sure you have the correct clothing and shoes. Shoes is the main thing. Clothing is easy because there was a guy out there with no shirt. I'm like, bro, it's cold as hell. We're 1,500 feet in the air. Took me a jacket just in case when we get to the top it was going to start raining or whatever the case may be. And that hike was crazy. It was a great hike. It was like grounding in a sense. Definitely don't do it barefoot. If you do it barefoot, then you crazy. But definitely had some hiking shoes. Where we booked it was online. I'll be able to put the link in the description of who was our tour guide to get all the way up to the parking lot of the mountain. His name was Peter. Really good guy, chill guy. He was very educated on Alaska and what Alaska has to offer. Funny enough, he was actually telling us that oil was major in Alaska, but they heavily rely on imports and exports because of how far away it is. But it's also a stopping point for a lot of countries for imports and exports to get through, just to take a break and whatnot. And apparently a lot of planes stop over there like FedEx and UPS to refuel or just take a break before going over to, I believe, Asia to do any types of trades and whatnot. But it's interesting to see the history of it, that I didn't know Captain Cook was also one of the founders of Hawaii and Australia, one of the founders of Australia as well. Emphasize always, definitely, because it's definitely a civilization before Captain Cook. He was just somebody that was able to take notes and actually pass it down. Pretty interesting. Went up Flat Top Mountain. Great hike. Very steep of a hike. When I tell you, it was like the most tiring thing possibly could have ever did in a long time. I've never felt noodle-legged before, or my legs feeling like noodles before, ever. This was the first. And it was a great hike, though. It was like, there's a lot of stopping points. The only thing wish that I did was take some snacks. Didn't have any snacks at all. Just straight willy-nilly water and no snacks. Because it's funny, you're taking this long old hike. This hike took 3 hours. Mind you, we had a lot of stops. But when we got to the pinnacle, that's not the right word. When we got to about 80% of the hike, we were like stupid tired. And that 80% mark was like, what the hell? You're actually climbing. So I actually didn't get any chance to record that part because you're really using your hands a lot. It's funny because when you're doing flat top, there's like two mountains in a sense. You go up, down, and back up. And that back up is like, bruh, you're climbing. You're hands on, leaning forward, making sure you don't slip or fall to make sure you get to the top. And you know, it was me and two ladies, so I'm in front to make sure I'm choosing the best route for them. time, and it was tough, man. I didn't want to record on my way up there because it was very hands-on. But when we got to the top, man, crazy. As soon as we get to the top, it's cloudy. We have no view. But we have the flag, so we take a picture with the flag. But we have no view at all. And as soon as, of course, you guessed it, as soon as we start making our way down, it starts clearing up. But one hell of a hike, man. And it's just funny. It goes to say, like, my impression or my first impression with Alaska was like, nah, I'm not coming back here. And I sure didn't go back after 2 years. I felt like there wasn't much to do out there. And this one time, the second time after the third time after the second time, I doubled down on it on the second time. The third time I came out here and I did that hike, it was like, wow, actually, you know what? Alaska might have some things to offer. It's just all about going outside and doing something. And if you're that type of person, Alaska is definitely that place for that. And I definitely was fooled by my first impression of Alaska. Definitely was. Anchorage, I should say. Not Alaska, just Anchorage. I was fooled heavily. You know, I felt like that was the key of this episode, is to let people know, just don't be fooled by the first impression. That goes for friendships, relationships, that goes for work. Don't be fooled, because you never know until you start digging deeper. You just never know. That goes to say with Paris. When you talk about Paris, people talk about Paris heavily. They talk negative about Paris. To me, Paris is a great vibe. Paris is a great vibe. As long as you know what to do out there and you're with the right people, it's to a sense of the same thing as what I was saying about Alaska. As long as you know what you're doing or what you're about to get into out there, you're going to find some good things. Thank God for TikTok. I couldn't even imagine, like, without TikTok, even though I don't have it, but I heard it from somebody else about an event that we went to, and it was nice. It was really nice. And a lot of people hear bad things about a place and start to automatically make their own assumptions when they actually haven't seen it. Regardless of what somebody has said about a certain place, don't even worry about it unless you go out there and see for yourself, honestly. And I'm still growing out of that, and I think everybody will grow out of it eventually. Unless it's, going against your safety rules, then definitely don't do it. But if you can go out there and go check it out, go check it out for sure, because Paris is a vibe. It's a major city. There's going to be rubbish or trash everywhere. Not everywhere, but some places. Honestly, it's going to be in most major cities. Literally, there's no escaping that. Now, it's just up to you where you want to go, because I think New York can be clean, and then I think it can be dirty too if you're looking for those places. But mostly, my interactions with New York, it looks clean. It do smell sometimes, I'll tell you that. It definitely does smell, but for the most part, it's clean, mostly. Halfway. Now it got me thinking whether it's clean or dirty. Let me catch a train the next time. I think I did make an episode on that, where I went from Newark all the way to JFK. That's been the main thing of impressions, because when you meet somebody new, it's like you don't judge, but you do. And we try not to judge. It's the best thing that we try to do. But people try to be like, oh, you over here judging this, that, the third. Relax, chill. This is human nature, man. Like, you can combat it as much as you want, but just chill, bro. Like, really, it's okay. Like, we all have our first impression of somebody where we're thinking like, wow, who the heck is this? Or what the hell are they doing? Like, just relax. You don't know what they're going through or why they're going through what they're going through. And it's just about giving that grace, to be honest. Give people that grace. When that book opens, you never know what's inside it. You might meet somebody that you really needed to meet. You might meet somebody that has the information that you really need. It just goes like that, man. Be as open-minded as possible as you possibly can to be able to reach those goals that you want to reach. Sometimes meeting certain people will help you get to those points. It's just whether you want to be active about it or not. But yeah, it was my first time going to the Louvre in Paris. And when I tell you, this area in Paris was so nice. The Louvre was like great vibes. It was great vibes. We were chilling, went to the fair museum that we were trying to go to, Louvre Museum, or however you say it. It was sold out. You definitely have to book that in advance. If you know you're going to Paris, you want to go see that Mona Lisa and all the sculptures and whatnot, you have to book ahead of time. They're booked completely. They were sold out. So make sure if you do that, make sure you book online, do it ASAP. We went from the Louvre to the fair to a restaurant that I had went to the last time I was in Paris. It was like my third time in Paris, and I was taken there by another flight attendant. Man, when I tell you, this place is good. Vietnamese place in Paris. It sounds crazy, but it was good, man. It's always good, and it's a vibe too. Wednesdays through Sundays, they usually have a DJ playing. around 5 to 7 or 5 to 11 or something like that. So the vibes get real up there. It gets busy, gets packed. I'll definitely put the link in the description too, so you guys can see that. There's a couple locations, so just be wary. I don't remember specifically where, but I'll make sure that I include that into the description below, so you guys can check out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry for the late video. I'll be sure to make sure I edit this right here and send these out to you guys, and make sure I make my short form content. If you're out there and you have anything you want to share, please like, comment, subscribe. Comment something that you want to share when you travel, something that you like to do when you're traveling. You know, this is a platform for people to see that. Welcome to the Timeless Podcast. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys as always. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Appreciate you guys for checking in on my wrist after getting bit by a wasp. Kid you not, look, this thing is swollen. I don't know if you guys can see it's swollen. Yeah, look at that. It looked like a movie. It looked like a movie. You know how you see when that door gets jammed in? Hold on, let me see if I can. When your hand gets jammed in the door. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Yeah, there's a difference for sure. Look at that. Man, heck no.